Now, your First Alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Stephen Bowers.
I'll start you off with a live look from up on top of the Grand Mesa. This is right along Highway 65 there. Snow's on either side of the roads. The pavement itself looks pretty good. Then we get up to I-70 right out in front of the Eisenhower and Johnson tunnels. And, well, the visibility is improving. That's the good news as those flurries have finally slackened. But the roads are still a little bit snow-packed, so a little icy and not necessarily the best for travel. So if you know anybody coming home, encourage them to give it a little slow go and take it easy. That live look is from up on Highway 6. Over Loveland Pass, right out in front of Arapahoe Basin, and you can't even see Highway 6. It's completely covered with snow. A different story there at Vail Pass. I-70 is looking okay. There's snow on the sides of the roads, but they've been plowed. Highway 145 over Telluride looks good. The sun came out over the San Juans today. The clouds were more persistent with some flurries over the central and northern mountains. We're looking good over Red Mountain Pass there at Highway 550 as well, and then Highway 50 over Monarch. What a beautiful view that is. And that highway also is in pretty good shape. Now, the avalanche warnings, they were allowed to expire a little bit earlier today, but there still is a significant threat for avalanches, and it's especially high near and below the tree line from the northwest face of the mountains around to the north, northeast, and east sides of the mountains. It's lower when you look down south and west. So there still is an avalanche risk, and it's highest in the central and northern mountains. And today those flurries, of course, did not help. But those flurries came from these clouds that are thinning out. That's a sign that those flurries are likely to come to an end. They don't always show up very well on radar, and that certainly has been the case today. Now I'm also tracking another storm system. It's this mass of clouds out in the Pacific Ocean, and there's some rain nearing the coast of the Pacific Northwest. This will come crashing inland tonight and into tomorrow morning, and you see some snow over the Cascades there, and then this heads in our direction throughout the day tomorrow. So by, say, 6 p.m., we're just starting to get a little snow up the north end of the Wasatch Mountains there in northern Utah, and then through midnight the snow is increasing in metro Salt Lake City, and then that snow heads in our direction. Now look, the mountains get the bulk of this, but this latest update from our Futurecast actually shows us that we're probably not going to get a whole lot here. I still wouldn't be surprised if we get some occasional raindrops in the valleys. It's likely going to be snow up on the mountains, and even that snow is kind of scattered around, and it's not necessarily heavy snow. So it's around, and again, it's mostly going to be up in the mountains. 52 was our high today, 29 was the low. We're running about 4 degrees above normal, both on the high end and the low end. So close-ish to normal, but still running just a little bit warm for this time of year. Right now, we're under a clear sky. We've cooled to 47 degrees. We were still in the 50s last hour, but we'll continue cooling through the 40s, down to 42, in fact, by 7 o'clock. And then by 8 o'clock, we'll be down to 39 degrees, and we'll continue to cool down toward 37 degrees by the time we get to 9 o'clock this evening. Lows by morning are mostly going to be in the 20s. We'll call it 25 at Grand Junction with 22 at Delta. 21 will be your low in both Montrose and Nucla with 14 at Glade Park, and 15 will be the low temperature around Cortez. Then tomorrow we're back up to around 50 in both Grand Junction and Moab, but most areas are just shy of it. We'll call it 49 degrees at Montrose, Nucla, and at Cortez with 47 degrees for your high temperature in Montrose tomorrow. Here's your 7-day forecast, and it's a warming 7-day forecast. Temperatures are climbing through the 50s through this weekend and up towards 60 by Sunday before we warm into the 60s on Monday and Tuesday. There's that chance for that valley rain and mountain snow we talked about on Thursday. That may leave some lingering clouds first thing Friday morning, and then Friday afternoon becomes sunny. Montrose, you're warming through the middle and upper 40s through the end of this week. You'll keep warming through the 50s and right up towards 60 by Monday and Tuesday of next week. In Delta, after upper 40s tomorrow, expect low to mid 50s through Saturday, almost 60 on Sunday. You do have some 60s in your forecast by Monday and Tuesday. And in Delta, or Cortez, I should say, you're warming from upper 40s tomorrow through the low to mid 50s through the rest of the week and into the weekend, and then lower 60s are in your forecast for the start of next week.